Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I am recording this. I will figure out a way how to get this into Blackboard. I don't know how Teams does in Blackboard, but I am clearly not Dr. D'Antonio. I am Anna Merriweather. Some of you might have had me before, some of you not. I literally got picked up with this class, I think Friday. Yeah. So come Sunday, I still had no access to Blackboard. So what happened was Dr. D'Antonio had to add me as an instructor for what, is your course loaded in Blackboard. Okay. Which also means I've been bustling all weekend, as since Monday night, I've been bustling trying to get Blackboard built. I don't know if you've been in there. There's been a ton of stuff that's gone up. And so it's a kind of a crazy hot mess. And I think the window guy who said he wasn't coming till this afternoon just rang my doorbell. This is going to be fun. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully, I want to share that screen. I promise I'm not looking at some random wall. I have my second monitor up. All right, as you know, this is where you go into Blackboard, right? And by the way, if you have questions, just unmute yourself and ask. You're going to go to your course. Here it is. Now, this is what I've done so far. A lot of stuff is going to be added to this as I get in here, okay? So I don't know why it keeps just opening in the Labster tab, but at any rate, everything you need to know, this is where you're going to start. Okay, this is all for lecture. So I've got recorded lectures. Some of them are from an old course that I already taught, frankly, just because I had to get stuff up there for you, and I haven't had time to do brand spanking new ones. So when you see that textbook, or if you hear me talk about something to do with class, it doesn't apply to you. Okay, so don't worry about that. But like, for example, in one of them I say, we go out of order because I was using a different book. Well, we're not going out of order. We are going in order. So what I've done in here is I've said, hold on, why isn't this opening? I've said, okay, these are all the lectures you're going to need for exam 1. So when you click on that, I put them in order: lecture 1, lecture 2, lecture 3, except, et cetera, et cetera. Right now, I only got 3 lectures up there. They're anywhere from 15 to 30-minute long lectures. But you do need to watch them. Okay. Now, if we go back to here, I also have the PowerPoints that are from our actual textbook. I haven't uploaded. Oh, I did upload these. Okay, good. Awesome. So your first test is going to cover chapters 1, 2, and 3 in your textbook. So these are the corresponding PowerPoints. What I've suggested to students to do, and I'm going to tell you why this is important this time, go ahead and print them out before you watch the lectures and take notes while you're writing while you're watching the lectures. Or an alternative to that is watch the lectures, take your own notes, and then compare them with, the notes that you took and all that, fill in any blanks, because PowerPoints, they're not full information. They're just tidbits, and I usually talk about other things. And so everything I'm trying to do is going to, based on categorizing by test, the lectures, the PowerPoints, the practice worksheets here. This is just useful information, but here's all the practice worksheets that I'm giving you for that will, cover your exam 1. I will add more to this. I just haven't done it yet. And you can see that it clearly has a blank worksheet and then also a key. I always give out the keys with my worksheet. All right. Now you're going to have mini quizzes, and basically these are anywhere from like 5 to 10 question quizzes that apply to what what you've just done or what you're working on. I have due dates for them, but honestly, you can still go in and do them, at your own pace. Just don't get behind. You cannot get behind in here. If you get behind, it's going to not end well. Okay. So these little chapter mini quizzes, I only got 2 up so far, but these correspond with the first lectures I put up. So those mini quizzes, I designed them. they're going to say test on your, like when you look in your assignments, but that's because my only options are test, assignment, or essay. Like I don't have a quiz option for when I'm building an assignment. But I treat them more like homework. Those mini quizzes are replacing your homework. Okay. Then lab, this is where I'm going to, and I just haven't done it yet. Lab, all the stuff for lab that you're going to need is going to go in here. However, you're doing lab through what we call Labster. It's an online, interactive, virtual lab. They're pretty cool, actually. I was playing around with some of them yesterday. I'm doing that in lieu of a kit that you get at home, frankly, because last semester or last summer when we did that, it was a mess. It was just a hot mess. So on yours, let me go into student mode. Okay, so this is what it looks like for student mode. You should see Labster simulations here. You can just click on that. Oh, look, there I am. Okay. And here's the everything you need. Oh, and here's the syllabus and schedule. I'll get to that in just a second. So all of these labs, they're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, et cetera, et cetera. 4 does have 2 labs because there's like a part A and a part B. But I may take lab 4, part 2, and shift it down a little bit later. I'm not quite sure we'll get to Bohr and the quantum models before you have to do that lab. Okay, it's all going to depend on timing. So, all right, syllabus and schedule. This is our daily schedule. Oh, I'm not downloading that. I already have it saved. Just let me just open it. All right. Daily schedule. All right, here's your daily schedule. Now, again, this is tentative. I realize this is completely asynchronous. You really do need to be working on this stuff every single day. We should have started yesterday, so we're already a day behind, but clearly I couldn't. So what I have up here, note it only goes till Thursday because summer courses only go Monday through Thursday. But because this is asynchronous, I suspect you'll be working on this every single day. Okay, your first test is next week on Tuesday. Now, I want to talk about the tests. I'm trying something new this year, and I'm sure you will not oppose me when I say this. Every single one of your tests is open note. Okay. I'm pretty sure you would be okay with that. Agreed? Yeah. Okay. Thought so. All right. So every single test is open note. I'm trying this. It's a not very popular practice, but I'm going to try it and see how it goes. Your tests will still be timed. They will not be in a lockdown browser. Well, the first one won't. I'm going to see how that goes. The next ones might have to be. It just depends. I just got to see how this goes because this is new for me, doing it this format. It'll still be timed. The time will depend on how many questions there are. Could be anywhere from I give you an hour to an hour and 30 minutes. Okay. The only thing that is not going to be open note is your final exam. However, that where I put that, let me find it. Over here, where I put the, where is it? The helpful information kind of cheat sheets, right? If you were seated in my classroom, you would get this one, the periodic plus table. You would get the tro constants and equations, and that's what I would give you on your test. So I recommend printing these both out and having them handy. In fact, when I teach and when I tutor, I have mine right here. And I write all over it and I scribble all over it. And it's a constant, it's so ratty, like I need to print anyone out. It's so ratty. So do print those out and have them handy. They're going to help you when you're doing your homework, these little mini quizzes, if you're doing the practice worksheets. What I also gave you for, to help you during, when we get to like naming and all that kind of stuff, metric conversion chart, that's going to be another one you might want to print out. but the conversion numbers are on the TRO constant and equation PDF. But just to go through that metric conversion chart, I would definitely do that. Okay, have that printed out. Now, when we get to exam 2, I'll do another helpful information sheet for exam 2, practice worksheets for exam 2 with the keys. Those are not assignments that you have to do. They're nothing you have to turn into me. It's simply extra practice for you. I'm telling you, I build my tests off these mini quizzes and worksheets. Okay. And then your final exam is built off of your old tests. All right. So keep that in mind. What else do I want to talk about? The syllabus. Okay, so I already put this in an announcement, but this is your textbook that you need. I don't care if it's an e-text, I don't care if it's a hard copy, but especially in an online course, and especially if you're taking Gen Chem 2 with me this summer, highly recommend getting a book, either electronic or physical. I personally like physical books. This is what it looks like. Okay. And honestly, the first edition, the only difference between the first edition and this edition, besides the price, is that the E chapter and chapter 1 are not separated in the first edition. They are separated in the second edition. So the E chapter is like all the math, sig fig, how to decide how many significant figures your final answer should be, all those kinds of things. So the chapter 1, though, starts in with just atoms, just talking about chemistry and scientific method and all that kind of stuff. So for me, if you're taking both Gen Chem 1 and 2 with me this summer, go ahead and get the cheaper first edition. The information is the same. You're going to have to play around. Like the numbers are different of the numbers of the chapters because they separated out that first chapter. But the information not only is exactly the same, even the problems at the end of the textbook are exactly the same, or the end of each chapter. So if you want the cheaper option, that's the way to go. If you want the newest edition, then you can do it in e-text. You can find them online. I know there's a couple of places you can buy it relatively cheaper than going through Pearson. You do not need the MyLab and Mastering code. We're not using Pearson for all online homework this semester. Okay. I'm going to be live in Collaborate every Tuesday and Thursday from 11 to 1. And my goal is not just to do it as generic office hours, but really to sit down and say, okay, this is when you come in and ask questions and we'll work problems. Or I might decide, okay, I know this is a topic you guys will struggle a lot with. So my office hours on this time are going to be working these problems. I highly recommend you coming, something like that. Okay. But again, it's not going to be required. I'm on a 10-point grading scale. I'm not going to read this syllabus to you. It is uploaded, but I am going to hit the highlights. Classroom policy, it's really kind of different because this is a fully online course. So just do the work every single day. You need to schedule time to watch those lectures and also schedule time to do the quizzes and schedule time to study. You need to schedule it just like you would be scheduled sitting in a classroom. Okay. And I do recommend every day of the week, but also build in break times, right? So maybe if you work days, you're going to say, okay, when I get home at 6 o'clock, I'm going to have dinner. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to write the lecture. I'm going to take good notes. And then I'm going to take a 15-minute break and get a snack. And then I'm going to sit down and work on these quizzes. And then I'm going to study for a little bit. Just, you got to figure out how you're going to schedule that time. That's going to be the best way to be most successful in this course this summer because it goes so fast. We're doing about a chapter to a chapter and a half a day. It's a lot. Okay. All right. I told you about that. Again, by the way, all these exams scheduled to shift. I may shift them here and there. Okay. I may change them so they're only on Sundays because they're going to be online anyway. Something like that. Okay. But what I will do for the exams is it is time. So once you start it, you can't stop, but I'll keep it open. Oh, probably for, maybe a 24-hour period, something like that. Okay. Lab. Now, granted, we're not seated for lab, but I am still giving you all the lab information, especially like when it comes to, lab reports and all that. Some of this doesn't apply because we're not in the actual lab. I did go ahead and, as one of your lecturers, you'll see I did go ahead and give you a lab safety rules lecture. You do need to know that, because even though we're online right now, you are going to have other sciences that you are going to have to do labs for, right? In the fall and in the spring and all that kind of stuff. So you're still going to have to know these things. You're still going to have to apply those. And in fact, I kind of joked about this, but I was talking to my colleague, and I was like, you know what I should tell them to do? Like, when they're doing their lab simulations, they should dress like they would be in a lab. And she like laughed at me. I'm like, no, seriously, like get in the habit of it. Girls, get your hair up, no shorts, no open-toed shoes, that kind of thing. No, I won't make you wear a lab coat or anything. But if you were in an actual lab, you'd have to be wearing a lab coat. So all these things are important, even though we're doing stuff online. Okay. The Labster simulations, I am working on getting you guys a PDF of bullet by bullet instructions, because the way mine works, it's different from yours, because I'm actually loading the cores, the labs, and I'm not doing them. There is going to be a one-time $99 fee that you're going to have to pay. I want to say it's good for both Gen Chem 1 and 2, but I'll clarify that also. But because of that one-time fee, that's why you guys might have seen a refund in your lab fees. That's why there aren't lab fees. Okay, because there's no point. You're online, and you have to buy the $99 anyway, which is cheaper than your lab fees. Just so you know. But yeah, so I talked to Dr. Staton about that, and he said, yeah, it's already in the works. What else? I can't really think of anything else that is really pertinent to you. Does anybody have any questions? I'm going to stop.
Yeah, I have a question.
Hold on.
So, can you hear me?
Okay, there we go. All right, it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty, easy. It's pretty, not easy, but, it's going to be hard for you guys. No joke. You're going to be eating, breathing, sleeping, chemistry. Yeah. Yes. Just unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
I cannot hear you.
Oh gosh. Shoot. 1 second.
Okay, let me see if I can. If there's anything on my end.
You can hear me? Okay.
No, you're unmuted completely.
1 second.
Okay, hold on.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Cannot hear you now. Can you guys hear her?
I can still hear you.
Seriously?
We can hear her.
Maybe it's something with me. Let's see here. That's so weird that I can't hear you. Why can't I hear you?
But can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Okay.
I mean, maybe I could just type.
Let me look. I'm looking at settings. Let me try this. All right, somebody talk.
Hello.
I can hear you now.
Yay!
I had to switch my speakers.
Okay.
I was using the wrong speakers. Okay. All right. So what's your question?
Okay. So you said that we should, one of the options that we could do is take notes as we're watching the lecture and then compare it to the PowerPoints and like fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
I can't see where there's a daily lecture. I see the lectures just for the exam, but are there going to be daily lectures?
Well, and that's what this what that daily calendar was for.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've put them in order. I've numbered them lecture 1, lecture 2, lecture 3, and those are the videos.
Okay, got
And
it.
so, right. Now, again, remember these first couple of ones, because it was like rapid fire succession, they're old. They cover the same material, but they're just older lectures that I already had recorded, ready to go. And so what I'm going to do, and I'm going to start this weekend, I'm going to redo fresh, brand new lectures. Not from the beginning, but from where, these leave off. Okay. So here, today, you guys are going to start with the intro. So I would suggest like lecture 1 and lecture 2, because those are kind of the same thing. And then lecture 3, and then I will, sometime between today and tomorrow, I will get a brand new quantum model video up, and it's probably going to have to be broken into 2 parts, so you're not sitting there for an hour and a half. Okay. Like I'll break it up into little sections. All right.
Okay.
So, but yeah, these chapters, those correspond with the lectures I've put up there. So yes, your daily lectures are numbered.
Okay.
And because it's asynchronous, you can just go in order. Like if you want to get through everything I got up there by Sunday because you got nothing to do in your board, by all means, go ahead, right? And then the labs are also like part of the daily thing. Like I said, one of them, where'd it go? Did I really not put it on here? No, I did. Okay. So part 2 of Atomic Structures Lab, I may just push that entire thing. I may just push the entire lab 4 to like the 16th. I just haven't decided yet. I got to go through it one more time just to see. If the second part is what I think it is, because I went through the first one and it's awesome. But the second part, I kind of half went through it. Okay. All right. But yeah, however you best take notes, but all your tests are open notes. So take good notes, right? If you're confused, come to the office hours. I'm loosely using that term, right? But yeah, so on Tuesdays and Thursdays from like 11 to 1, I'll just be in Blackboard Collaborate. Everybody know how to get to Blackboard Collaborate? Yeah, okay. All right, if you don't, just shoot me an email and I'll walk you through it. It's super simple. Literally, you just click on Blackboard Collaborate and you're good. I think that's it. I think we're good. Yeah. So unless you guys have questions, you are free to go. Good.
How are the tests generally made? Or
How do you mean? Like as far as
is it
like
fill in the
multiple
blank?
choice?
Is it short answer? Yeah.
It's either going to be a combination of multiple choice, true, false, and then a couple of short answers. All right. But you're also going to have to, like, once I design the test and put it up there, I'm going to do a second column where you're going to upload your work as a PDF. Okay. Because I want to look at your work for partial credit. All right. So again, but before each test, I will give you, I'll put out an announcement that's a rundown of what topics are on it, how many questions, how much time you're going to have, all that kind of stuff. Okay. All right. Other questions?
Okay, I feel like you already said this, but on the daily schedule, those are each the due dates, correct? Or is that just
Due dates, again, using loosely, there are due dates assigned to like the mini quizzes, but you can still start it after the due date is passed.
So with like the worksheets, where do we turn those in?
The worksheets are not to be turned in. Those are just for you for extra, like if you're like, oh, I still don't get this, I need something else to practice. That's all that's for.
Okay, so the only thing we're turning in is the quizzes, obviously the final exam, the labs, and the mini quizzes.
Your main exams, yep, your mini quizzes, final, and labster.
Okay, perfect.
That's what your grade is going to consist of this semester. Again, make sure when you're writing your work for your tests that you're going to upload later, that you're numbering things very clearly, that I can clearly see where you got your answer from, because I can't hunt and just assume, like if you didn't circle something and you put the wrong answer, but I see a correct answer written there, I can't assume you meant to do that. Do you know what I mean? Like I need to see, but I always like to give partial credit. Okay.
Okay, so you said the things we're turning in is labster, mini quizzes, tests, and what was the fourth thing?
Final exam.
final exam. Okay,
Yeah.
of course.
Of course. Yes. We hope. Yes. Don't miss the final, please.
After the tests are over, will there be a time where you can like go back and see the correct answers to make sure
yes.
that?
Yep. You should be able to do it. In fact, it should. Okay. So think the way it worked last time. And this is another reason I'm not using Respondus, because it just didn't end well. But last time the students would go into their grades, and where like test one, so exam one, they click on their grade, like the number, and it popped them in to C. So yes. Yep. You got it. All right. Other questions?
I don't know if my camera's on, but
It is not on. Is this Ashley?
yes,
Okay.
I have my camera thing open, but I think there's something wrong with my computer today. But the lab reports. We read a lab report for every lab.
We are not doing any lab reports. These are self-grading labs.
Awesome, thank you.
Yep.
And did you say there was a fee for Labstra? I don't know if I misunderstood.
Okay, so Labster, yeah, there's going to be a one-time fee of $99 to use it. But this is why we refunded your USCB lab fees that you were charged.
Okay.
Yeah. And actually, this is cheaper than your lab fees. I'm just putting it out there.
Are you able to redo labs like the first one? Like, I guess I accidentally started and I did the first one and I went back and redid it. And so like it says, attempt 1 and then attempt 2 and the 2 separate grades.
That's a good question. I'm not sure. Let me go look. Why am I still in student mode? Okay, now I exit. Okay, let me look at the grade center and see. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. What is happening? Oh no! Hold on, I might need to log back in. Hang on. Uh-oh. Is Blackboard down for anybody else right now? All right, let me try one more time. Okay. Dang. All right, it's not letting me in. But typically, if you do it more than once, what happens is it'll alert me, need grading, and I'll have to go through the attempts. What is happening? Oh, I know, because I'm still in student mode. Maybe that's the problem. Okay. Need grading. Yeah, this is the first time I've used Lapster also. Okay. All right, so you're talking about lab number 1, the lab safety, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ashley, what's your last name?
No, Rebecca Sonkin.
Oh, okay, Rebecca, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought Ashley was talking to me. All right, so you did 2 attempts, so I'm going to view your grade detail. I only see 1 attempt there. Oh, I see. Okay, I understand. So it does it on its own. And it just gives you your highest grade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you're good. You got full credit for that one.
Okay.
And I meant to change that. Hold on. Oh, I forgot to do that. Oh well. It's too late now. Okay. We're in it together, you guys. In it together.
Okay, so we can do multiple attempts on Labster for the better grade.
Apparently, yes. Apparently that's true. Typically, yeah, when I've done this before, like with my mini quizzes, I have to go in and manually choose your highest grade. Like if you go back in, but I don't remember. I gotta look. Did I? allow more than one attempt? Let's see. Let's see if I allowed more than one attempt. Let's see here. Your quizzes are timed. I did forget to tell you that. Yes, and you have 2 attempts to do the mini quizzes. Okay, so they are timed, and they're timed appropriate to how many questions there are and what the material is. And you're allowed 2 attempts. If for some reason it's not letting you do an attempt, let me know, because sometimes even when I click it, I gotta do it a couple of times before it like actually takes.
And you said those were 5 to 10 questions?
And anywhere from 5 to 10. Some, I think the longest one is like 12. Why is this throwing me back into student mode? Okay, I'm gonna have to get IT in here, but I'll do it later today. Yeah. I don't know why this is not. Okay, so I'm not in student mode. Please let me fix this. Hope I click the right thing. Okay, so I do have your quizzes set to multiple attempts. It's not letting me save. Oh, it did save. Okay, so submit. All right, so it should automatically just take your highest grade. Highest, submit. Yeah, I gotta have IT fix my stuff. Either that or something's up with Blackboard. I don't know. I'll figure it out. This is gonna be really bad. Oh, I hope they didn't change the Blackboard. Oh no. Oh, I'm worried IT created a different. Hold on, I gotta check something. All right, I just gotta call IT. So, something's up with my Blackboard right now, and I don't know what it is. I know they were having issues the other day, and we got the all clear from it. Let me just X all this out, see if that helps. Okay. Blackboard. Courses. Ooh, an 11. Everything you need. Let's see if it took. Full times. Okay, good. I think I gotta call IT. Anyways, okay, so any other questions? Is it Carlisle or Carly? How do I say that? You got your hand raised?
Yeah, that's it's Carlisle.
Okay, Carlisle. When you need something, just unmute yourself and ask.
Yeah, sorry. That's what I was gonna ask. This is all recorded, right? Because I work on an ambulance. I'm en route to a call right now.
I was gonna
so
say you're
I'm
on a
not able
call.
to-
You sound like my
Yeah.
kid who's on the phone with me. Okay, Mom, roll it
Yeah.
up. I go. Yeah, you're good.
So-
I am recording this, and everything in Collaborate will be recorded also.
Okay, awesome.
And it'll be put in Collaborate if people show up and I do work and that kind of stuff. All of this has been recorded. I just have to figure out. I'll probably just have to email you guys a link, or you might be able to access it from Teams once this meeting is over. I'm not sure. I'm not. I know that's how it works for me when we do faculty meetings. I just don't know if that's how it works for the students when we do a student meeting like this. So yeah, so you're good. All right. Other questions? We good? All right. If you have a question, feel free to email me. The best way to get in touch with me is email. Or I would say you can text me. Just like, I'm not going to answer my phone after 9 o'clock at night or before 8 o'clock in the morning. It's just not going to happen. But yeah, if you do text me, please don't just be like, Ms. Meriwether, I don't get number 4. I need like a context. I need like a name. I need an assignment, those kind of things. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I got
Sorry, I have one question.
Sure.
Sorry. So I'm looking at the schedule, like the calendar that has all the stuff on it,
Mhm.
and maybe I'm just not looking at it the right way, or I didn't read it properly, but I don't see anywhere where it like labels the mini quizzes when they're supposed to happen. Is it just based on the chapter that day?
There are due dates assigned. Like if you go look at your assignments, you'll see the mini quiz and when its due date is. I just
Okay.
didn't
So don't follow the calendar. Look on Blackboard.
for the mini quizzes.
Yes.
The exams, again, I may just end up shifting the exams to like a weekend, just so like, and I don't know, typically in a regular semester, I'll say, okay, all homework is due Friday night at midnight. All quizzes are due Sunday night at midnight. Exams, if they're seated, obviously they're seated, but if they're not, then I typically like pick just some time where I can keep like a window open, because I realize she could get a call. You might have to work, if you have kids, if you have siblings you have to help take care of, whatever the case may be. That's why I like to leave a window open. Just know that once you start it, you're not going to be able to stop it. Okay. So all of these exams, I may just shift to like a Sunday. And if that's the case, you'll see the due dates. When you see assignments, you'll see the due dates pop up there also. Okay. All right. There was something else I had to tell you that I thought of while I was talking. Oh, yeah. So I did talk about this a smidge, but when I make these assignments online, like I said, my only option is assignment, which means you're uploading stuff, test, or like essay, and I think surveys in there, something like that. So everything except Labster is going to look like a test, but because I do everything with just points, it's all, there's clearly a differentiating point system between the quizzes and the exam. So your quizzes are only worth anywhere between 40 and 60 points, depending, each. And then your tests are going to be somewhere between 100 and 125 points. So that's clearly like a difference in weighting, even though they're both called tests. Okay. The fact that it's, categorized as a test is irrelevant. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't make your point system, different. It doesn't give you a different grade, anything like that. It's just how we categorize it. And I don't have an option for a quiz. Okay. All right. Other questions? All right. Later today, after I call IT and get my Blackboard fixed, I don't know what's going on. You're gonna see more lectures going up. Okay. And I did do the recordings for exam one. Just kicked me out again. I'm telling you, I think it's something to do with Blackboard. They had big issues. Oh, Blackboard issue resolved. No, it's not. It is not resolved, not for me. Okay. I did. Okay. So yeah, I'll be throwing some more lectures up. You should probably see, let me see what I already got up there. So I got classifications, I fix that. Yeah, there'll probably be two, maybe three. I gotta see how long I make it. There'll be definitely two, maybe three more lectures that go up in the lectures for exam one. And then I'll start another, another folder for lectures for exam two. Okay. All right. We good? Okay. All right. If you have questions, let me know. Again, like I said, I will be online tomorrow in Collaborate from 11 to 1. And if if you're going to come in and talk about stuff and have questions, we'll talk about it. I have the ability to write on a whiteboard. I can show you stuff. I can write out problems. Shouldn't be a problem. Okay. All right. I'm excited. Aren't you guys excited? You're like, no. Okay. All right. Well, I will see you soon. And again, like I said, this is all being recorded and I will figure out how to get it to you. Okay. All right, guys. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.